What's up, Eagles Nation? What's going on, NFL world? How you doing, Division Rivals? This is Stephen Hyder, Gate City Sports Channel, where the cerebral NFL fan comes for about 10 minutes of daily content. You guys know I was going to make a video once you guys saw that an A&T, a Greensboro kid, signed with the Philadelphia Eagles. Come on, man. Y'all knew it was coming. I mean, literally, it's in my name, Gate City. So, look, McCain is a really, really talented football player. This is definitely one of the better, smaller HBCU school. I wouldn't even call A&T small. That's not accurate reflection. This is one of the better HBCU athletes that are coming out. I think he came out of the MEAC. I think it's where they play in. Incredibly talented, guys. This is a man-match corner. So he's a match and mirror kind of man system corner. A little interesting here, like I said, guys. I mean, we're expecting a lot of zone here, but you can run certain coverage principles inside of zone that would, you know, kind of tailored to guys that are better at man coverage. So you can do things like, they call it cover 5, but for the layman's term, guys, we call it cover 2 man under. It's really referred to as cover 5 by most people. You can do things like that where you have an underneath kind of man system with, you know, cover 2 over the top of the players. So, I mean, definitely he makes a ton of sense in that system, guys. He's very good hips, guys, very fluid, can flip and move very fast. I mean, the only real concern you're going to have with this young man is the fact that he's coming off of an ACL. He hurt his ACL, and that really derailed him because early in his college career, guys, this kid was probably going to be drafted early on. I mean, I want to say, like, before he tore up that ACL, I think there was a stat in 2018. I remember hearing about this young man where he had, like, 16 pass breakups and almost, it wasn't quite 10 interceptions, but it was high, guys. It was like 8 or so. Like, he had a ton of production early on at A&T. And if you guys aren't familiar with North Carolina A&T, guys, it's a really good football school. They produce a lot of really good players out of A&T. This is a young man that, if you really like Joe Horn's kid from South Carolina, there's some similarities here. I don't think he's to that level, guys. I'm not saying he's as talented as that. But J.C. Horn and him have some similarities in terms of the scrappiness and things like that. But I can tell you that McCain needs to develop, and he needs to build his body out a little bit more. He's still a little underweight, and then we got to figure out where he's at with that health on his knee, because this is a young man that would have definitely been worthy of a late round pick. I don't have any doubts about that. I've watched him play a couple of times, and he's pretty good, guys. I'm not going to lie. Exciting back of the roster type signing, in my opinion. Don't know if he's going to work out ultimately, guys. It's hard to say, but the underlying stuff is there, guys. I mean, this is a kid that, even with the torn ACL, he still ran high 4.4s, like a 4.47, 4.48-ish in the 40, and that's coming off of an ACL injury, guys. This is pretty good numbers. He's got good length. You know, he's about 6 foot. He's got about 75, almost 76-inch wingspan. So, I mean, for a cornerback, it's a pretty good wingspan. It's a young man that I definitely think kind of needs, like I said, guys, he needs to add a little bit more mass, a little bit more size for the NFL. He's a little underweight, but I can see it, guys. I mean, I could definitely see this young man developing and being a really, really popular player in Philadelphia. The other thing I'm noticing is the type of players that this team seems to be targeting. And what I mean by that is to just kind of go back, right? Like, we ended up trading for Josiah Scott, right? A guy that really plays well in man systems and can jump a ball on you. Like, he's really good actually in shallow zone where he can come up and play aggressive on the football. Josiah Scott he's a ball hawk in shallow zone, to be quite honest. And the man stuff kind of really comes from more so him bouncing inside, playing nickel, although he prefers playing outside. I don't think he's going to see a lot of outside coverage in Philly. You know, you go past Josiah Scott, guys, and then you got, you know, Zach McPherson, who we drafted. He's another guy that likes to play aggressive, and he likes to jump routes, he likes to go after the football, right? Steven Nelson, really good at fighting back to the football. Definitely a guy that likes to jump routes. And then you come into, you know, Mac McCain, young man from NCAA. Another guy that, you know, is really good, flips his hips really well, very fluid in his movements. He's a kid that will jump routes. He will jump a route on you. Now, just like all these players, Josiah Scott's been guilty of this. I would say that definitely Steven Nelson, in the films I've watched of him, he's guilty of this at times. And Zach McPherson's guilty of this. He's prone to double moves. Mac's got to get a little bit better at playing the bottom half and not so much of the upper half of receivers, because he does make himself quite prone to shoulder fakes and stuff and double moves. He plays a little too much there. So he's got to settle down and really fall into that, guys, in the NFL. So look, if he's healthy, this is a kid I think it's really worth developing personally. But you already knew that I was going to be in favor of this move, guys, because my name is Gate City Sports, and this young man is coming out of Greensboro from North Carolina A&T University. So I'm pretty psyched about this signing, guys. It's good to have a guy that played right down the street from me on the football team. All right, y'all. I appreciate y'all, and I'll catch you guys on the next video.